Hi, I'm Jim with the Works RL channel. It's great to have you stop in. These are reusable air filters for my vehicles. This one is for my 2005 Jeep Liberty, and this one is for a 2015 Jeep Wrangler JKU Sahara Edition. It's got the 3.6 liter V6 engine. While I'm talking about these, I'm going to go ahead and run some video of me putting in this aFe reusable air filter in my 2015 Jeep Wrangler. It's one of the easiest modifications you can make. If you're not familiar with internal combustion engines, they're basically a big air pump. They're pulling air in, sometimes 10,000 gallons worth of air for every 1 gallon of gasoline burned. Injecting the fuel in there, it gets compressed. There's an ignition from the spark. That explosion gets translated into kinetic energy, pushing the physical piston down, and you get a number of pistons doing that. That's what makes the car go forward, and all that air gets exhausted out the back. So really, in a way, an internal combustion engine is nothing but an air pump. Therefore, making these air filters probably the single most important thing for an internal combustion engine, because it is what's keeping the dirt, the pollen, the dust, the bugs, anything that can get in there. That grit could just wreak havoc inside an internal combustion engine because a film of oil that's keeping the piston and the cylinders separated enough to work things properly. Keeping all that air clean is up to that air filter. Most of our vehicles in the user manuals will tend to tell us to change them about every 14 to 30,000 miles, roughly in there. And that might translate to about every 2 years at the average rate of around 15,000 miles per year. We're putting about 100 to 150 million air filters that are normally disposable, made out of a paper media, and we're throwing those into the trash, into our landfills. That's a lot of air filters. Frankly, that's what I love about these reusables, is that you're buying it once. This is from Airaid, and this one is from aFe. They have engineers that have worked through everything necessary to make these more efficient, to let more air pass through them, getting more horsepower, a better job of filtering the air. And frankly, when you hold these, they're almost slightly addictive. They're just very high quality. The silicone is just beautifully constructed on these. They got beautiful rubber gaskets. They're very dense feeling. They feel heavy. And they have a mesh material as well as a synthetic media. All of them are usually multiple layered. These are considered dry air filters. I'm not a big fan of the oil ones with today's more modern engines, just because if you put too much oil, you can get a little bit of residue put onto the mass airflow sensor, and that can really wreak havoc with the computer systems in today's vehicles. So I frankly like these dry ones. You don't have to put any oil on them, and then you just wash them out, let them dry, and put them back in. And that to me is also one of the advantages of these. It puts you in control, lets you be the one that knows when you want to clean it and how often to clean it. You can knock them out. This one needs to get cleaned. It's been in there for probably about 25, 30,000 miles, and it's got some stuff in here. So I'll knock it, vacuum it out, and then I'll use a non-petroleum cleaner to spritz it, soak it. Since the air is coming up this way, I will put water this way to flush it out and clean this up, let it dry, put it back in. Now, the other thing I really do like about those reusable air filters, when I'm using my Wranglers and you get out in the sand and the dirt, dusty conditions like we had this past summer, the fires up in Canada were bringing a lot of soot and just particulate in the air. We're probably sucking a lot of that into our engine's air filters. I've got the Banks Ram Air ones in these. I pulled them out. You can clean those filters more regularly and routinely. To me, that's a big versatility of these things. It can be a kind of a polarizing topic, so I'm sure a lot of you are going to feel one way or the other. I always learn something new from all of you out there, so it's all good. I still think these reusable, cleanable air filters puts you in control. And if you get a good quality one from Airaid or aFe, I really think you can't go wrong. They put a lot of effort in engineering those. Great to have you stop in. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.